This is going to make life very, very interesting indeed. On to the final lap. Mitch Evans still has control at this point.
It's unbelievable. Mitch Evans from last place, final lap of the race, and he's holding it.
He is holding it.
Let's see what happens in turn 4, the next opportunity for Antonio da Costa. It's quite impressive to see also the straight line speed of the two cars compared to the McLaren. Like, he can't keep up Barnard on the straight line.
The top four are definitely pulling away a little bit. Edo Mortara is in 5th place. Norman Nato is in 6th place. Mitch Evans is holding on the approach to turn 4. Can da Costa find any other way of getting past? No doubt he's thinking back to what happened last year. I'm sure he saw how Sam Bird did it on the last lap. But Mitch Evans is doing beautifully here. He's opened up a little bit more of a gap, if anything. The energy dropping away, of course. And unlike Barnard, who's still got plenty more, but he doesn't seem to be able to use it yet. Let's wait and see. We're coming down into that section where Sam Bird took the win last year. Let's see how this goes.
There could be a big lift here on the last corner like last year.
Barnard had nowhere to go.
Yeah, nowhere to go. Mitch Evans is still there. It looks good for Mitch Evans. Mitch Evans is heading through the final corner, and it looks as though the man who started at the very back wins in Sao Paulo. Remarkable. He started 22nd and last at the original start of this race, and Mitch Evans has taken victory. Wonderful stuff from him, with da Costa in 2nd place, and well done to Taylor Barnard, the youngster, who has ended up with a podium in his first race of the year. Remarkable.
Amazing, amazing.
Come on! Yeah! Come on! Last to first!
Very welcome opportunity for him. So 1 lap then to go here in Mexico City as we come to the timing line. It's Oliver Rowland who leads from Antonio Felix da Costa, from Pascal Wehrlein. You can see Rowland there with 3% energy. Da Costa has got a little bit more expendable for him, but the problem is he might not have the opportunity to use it because, as I said, there's only 1 lap left to go, and you wonder how high the heart rate now Tommaso Volpe is, the Nissan team principal here.
Yeah, we're coming up to turns 4 and 5, so he's running out of opportunities here, isn't he, da Costa? Now, one coming up into the chicane, but he's not quite close enough here. It might end up needing a lunge into the stadium.
Yeah, and that's the problem, is it's so difficult to make your move stick. He needs a really good exit coming out of turns 10 and 11 does Antonio Felix da Costa, but it's nice there from Oliver Rowland. There's no opportunity for da Costa to attack as we come through into the stadium section. It'd have to be a Dan Dare move on the inside, and I don't think da Costa is going to have the opportunity to lunge through. He has a half look as it's all concertinas up through the stadium, past the fans, and it's nose-to-tail action. It's going to come down to the final corner of this race, and da Costa is trying everything he can to get his way through on the Nissan, but round the Peraltada we go for the final time. Energy is absolutely critical here in this one, but it is going to be surely a first victory ever in Mexico City for Oliver Rowland and Nissan. Absolutely sensational for the Briton. Da Costa in 2nd, Wehrlein in 3rd, just ahead of Jake Dennis. What a drive, what an opportunity, what a race from Oliver Rowland. The Briton takes his first win of season 11 to the delight of Tommaso Volpe. Absolutely fantastic.
Need to stop and turn 16.
Tommaso Volpe and the Nissan team celebrating, well, a double podium for the Tag Heuer Porsche team as well.
That makes up for it.
So 3 kilometres, 1 lap to go here at Jeddah. Across the timeline we go. It's Rowland versus Gunther for the race lead. Keep an eye out for Barnard as well. He's not out of the picture of this one. Team radio for Gunther.
Roland is leading early turn 1. Go now, Max. Let's go. You're the best on track.
So Max being told that Rowland's lifting there a little bit into turn 4, really closes up, and Barnard's not out of the picture. In fact, he's right in the picture here. 3 drivers potentially battling for the lead on the final lap. Rowland, Gunther, and now Taylor Barnard. 3 different drivers, 3 different manufacturers and teams. This is going to be absolutely thrilling to the end of this one. Here comes Gunther, looking at the outside, into the bus stop chicane, tries to switch it back, but Rowland's got the line covered again.
And we're taking any opportunities.
Looks like Gunther a little bit not as good out of the bus stop.
Energy's tight there for Rowland. Look, he's going to recover some on the braking, but Gunther's got a little bit more in hand. Does he have the opportunity, though? Only 2 chicanes to go, Tom.
This is absolutely critical there for Oliver Rowland, so he's counting down the energy. Look at the graphic on the left-hand side of your screen, and this is going to be absolutely nose-to-tail action between 4 drivers for the victory in this run. Is Max Günther going to go for the lunge on the outside against Oliver Rowland? He does, and Günther goes through and into the lead at the final couple of corners of this race. Out of it now, the DS Penske driver wins here in Jeddah. It's Max Günther on top from Oliver Rowland, Taylor Barnard and Nick de Vries. What a grandstand finish we've had here in Jeddah, and ultimately it was pole position for Günther, and it's the race victory at the end of 31 laps. What a finish in Saudi Arabia. Rowland in second, Barnard in third. Absolutely phenomenal.
Boy. Yes, Max! Yeah!
Jake Hughes, and it's anybody's guess as to how this one is going to work out. Over the timing line we go. Rowland it is that leads. Barnard versus Hughes once again, and Hughes a little bit too far to send his way through on the inside down into T1.
Yeah, Jake Dennis and Nick Cassidy's also dragged himself into this, so P6 for Cassidy. That's a good effort. Yes, Hughes looking, but there's no space. Barnard doing a great job stopping the car at the apex, getting acceleration out. Rowland, by the way, has checked out. 4 seconds, 4.5 seconds now the gap.
Yeah, Hughes, he's got something up his sleeve. Let's hope it's not just his arm in terms of overtaking.
Well, I have to say, keep an eye out for Vernon Dennis as well. They're not out of the picture of this one as well. They're coming right back into the picture. It's a train of cars coming through the bus stop chicane, through the right, then the left we go, onto the fastest part of the circuit and down into turn 13. This is the moment here for Jake Hughes, but Barnard's got him covered at the moment. Look at the energy, though, there between them. It's pretty close, and look at Dennis on the outside, 3 abreast almost, down into turn 13. Vern on the inside, Dennis on the outside, and Dennis, is he going to go the long way round and get the better of Jean-Eric Verne? And Hughes parks the car on the apex. Dennis with the room on the inside and through and into 4th position there for Jake Dennis. And Hughes absolutely critical for the final place on the podium here. Oliver Rowland takes the victory in spectacular style in Saudi Arabia. What a win from the Briton. But where are the podium positions and who gets them? It's Taylor Barnard in second. Jake Hughes does hold on to 3rd place ahead of Jake Dennis. What an absolutely fantastic final lap in Formula E. Oliver Rowland takes his 2nd win of season 11.
British.
Come on! Come on! Domination, baby. What a masterclass, mate.
At the end, though, of this lap, we come through with Pascal Wehrlein leading to start the final one here in Miami, and he has got a comfortable advantage over Robin Freitz, who of course has got that attack mode remaining in this one, but he's not going to have the time to use all of it, so he's going to presumably suffer a post-race penalty.
Yeah, this is going to be very difficult for the stewards to manage this situation, because there's a lot of guys out there who are not going to be able to fulfill their allotment of time for their attack modes.
So down through into turn 4 we go. Wehrlein is that leads. He's got 8% of energy. Nato's got a fair amount more expendable compared to the Tag Heuer Porsche driver. Freitz there in 3rd place, but that will not be 3rd on the road. So this is going to be interesting to see how it all works out once we wait for whatever the post-race penalties are going to be, if those who have still got the attack mode deployment remaining at the end of this one have not used it all. By our calculations, it looks like it'll be Lucas de Grassi who will come home in 2nd place in the Lola Yamaha Apps machine, which will be an emphatic result. Sam Bird's going through on the inside, but he, of course, is one of the drivers with that 6 minutes of attack mode remaining who won't be using it to the end of this one. But look here at Norman Nato trying to challenge Pascal Wehrlein into the chicane. Side by side they go, and Wehrlein, of course, not in that active attack mode, whereas Nato is. So is Nato going to try and take the win on the road and try and argue the difference at the checkered flag of this race? Maybe Freitz behind will be trying to follow a similar strategy.
Don't do anything silly, they will get penalty. They have too much attack mode remaining.
And his race engineer Fabrice Roussel there just saying exactly what we've been echoing in the commentary box then. So out of the final corner we go, and across the line it's going to be Pascal Wehrlein who surely will take victory. Who's going to get it first on the road? Nato takes first on the road, Wehrlein in 2nd, Freitz in 3rd, Rowland in 4th and Bird in 5th position. De Grassi comes over the line in 6th with Da Costa down there in 7th place, who really did not pay benefits for him then. And Barnard over the line in 8th place as well. So Nato is classified as the victor as it stands for now, but unsurprisingly, there's going to be a plethora of investigations because we had 5 drivers still actively in attack mode at the end of that race. There we are, 10-second time penalty for Freund, Barnard, Bird, Nato and Roland for attack mode misusage. So the race result will be that Da Costa is going to be on the podium in 3rd place. So a double podium for Tag Heuer Porsche. That man that we just saw, Pascal Wehrlein, opening his checkbook, the reigning world champion, with his first victory of the season. To finish as we come to begin the final lap of racing here in Monaco. Last year it was Jaguar who used Nick Cassidy and Mitch Evans perfectly. They played the team game brilliantly, held the rest of the pack up so the other could take attack mode, and that was how it finished at the end of that one. And a similar story for the two Andrettis, using team tactics to perfection. And this will be the longest lap of Tommaso Volpe's life in that Nissan garage at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, when your driver tells you the opening lap of the race that he thinks there's a reliability problem, that's, you know, that's a nervous time for all of these people in that Nissan pit garage. But fingers crossed, he's got half a lap to go now as he turns into the tunnel. This has been a fantastic start to the season so far for Oliver Roland, and he's half a lap away, Tom, from adding another victory.
Yeah, it's coming down into the closing stages of this one, and unless lightning strikes twice.
Final lap, mate, bring it home.
De Vries been told to bring it home in 2nd place, and this will be a very welcome result, not only for Nick De Vries, but also for Mahindra as well. We come through into the final sector. Oliver Roland, what a performance it has been. He's taken a podium in Monaco back in 2019, but he's never been on the top step. He has just one more corner to go here on the streets of Monte Carlo as he rounds Anthony Nose, comes out of the final corner to cross the timing line and take his 3rd victory of the season. Oliver Roland wins the Monaco E-Prix ahead of Nick De Vries for Mahindra, taking his first podium since 2022 and Mahindra's first since 23. Dennis holds on to 3rd place at the checkered flag as well. Mortara Mugs Muller on the timing line at the end of that race as the rest of the field come over and take the checkered flag. Roger Griffiths absolutely delighted for the Andretti team to hold on to that final podium.
Good job, guys. So we do it.
Begins the final lap of racing here in Monte Carlo for 2025, and what a weekend to the end of it will be for the Swiss driver here. Fastest laps coming in as the track continues to improve, it dries out, and this has been an absolute masterclass. There is no substitute for experience, especially in Formula E when we get races like this, and Sebastian Buemi started this one 8th on the grid. At the moment he is leading the way at the beginning of this final lap in commanding style.
Yeah, he used his attack modes wisely, didn't he? Gained the track positions, kept it clean when he needed to, and cycled his way to the front, and it's worked out very well for him. Look at it, it's a comfortable gap now, nearly 5 seconds. It's not often we see big gaps like this in Formula E, is it?
Certainly isn't.
We have fastest lap. We have fastest lap.
No, you don't. You did.
It's just gone to Da Costa, hasn't it? So it's a delayed team radio message there for Nick Cassidy, and well, Da Costa will be taking that extra point home for fastest lap then here, but we head into the final sector with Sebastian Buemi, and as a team that have had their back against the wall over the last 18 months since their championship for the teams back in 2023, and has not gone all their own way. The only highlights really from season 10 were a couple of podiums back in Portland, but now it is just a case of 2 more corners remaining for Sebastian Buemi, separating him from Envision's first win since the final race of 2023 and Buemi's first win since 2019. And the Swiss driver wins on the streets of Monaco. Buemi takes the checkered flag in commanding style from Oliver Roland. Nick Cassidy will come home to take his first podium of the season in 3rd place. Da Costa over the line in 4th position. A fantastic end to the race as well further down between Wehrlein, Günther, Dennis and also Van Dorn as they come to take the checkered flag nose to tail with one another. And the relief for Sylvain Filippi.
The checkered flag. We've won Monaco. Come on! Yes!
Here we go. This is where Barnard ended up in the wall in free practice 1. and Barnard sniffs a possibility of second position here for Neon McLaren. Out of the final corner we go, across the timing line, one more lap to go, 2.5 kilometres separating Rowland, Barnard and Buemi from a potential podium finish. 3 drivers, only 2 positions available. Who gets it? Pensive faces in the Nissan garage here. Ivan Espinosa, the Nissan CEO, watching on, and I'm sure if you stuck a heart rate monitor on him, it'll be right up there, because he can see Rowland with 2% worth of energy left at this one. Close with Taylor Barnard behind. Through the first sector we go, and Barnard trying to find a way through and almost into the back there of Oliver Rowland as we come through into the fastest part of the circuit then, into turn 9. You can't find a way through there. And Rowland is quite close on energy, so is he able to back off in the closing stage of this one as Barnard has a big snap of oversteer through the right-hander?
I think he's really struggling on energy here. I do think he's going to have to lift before turn 16, and I wonder if that's going to give Taylor a sniff on a very difficult corner.
So this is now or never time here for Taylor Barnard. You can see him harrying the car, sliding all over the place as we come down in towards turn 15. He's not close enough to make a lunge through there. Meanwhile, we see the Maserati of Jake Hughes up the road. Here is his teammate, though, Stoffel Van Dorn. He's not had a victory since Monaco in 2022, but he does so now. Stoffel Van Dorn wins on the streets of Tokyo here for Maserati MSG. 2 wins in a row for that outfit here in Japan. Absolutely phenomenal, commanding drive as Rowland does hold on for second place by the skin of his teeth from Taylor Barnard in 3rd position. A fantastic result for both of those drivers, but Van Dorn takes the win.
Yes! You just did it, mate! You won it! We won this one! Amazing! Amazing!
Safety car in at the end of this lap. It's going to be a 1-lap sprint to the checkered flag then. Oliver Rowland, Pascal Wehrlein, Dan Ticktum, Jake Dennis, all in contention for this one. Can they do anything as we begin the final lap's worth of racing? Eda Mortara with a 5-second penalty in 5th position. This is going to be fast and frantic, James.
Yeah, can't wait to see how this is going to unfold. That first lap, we saw a few people out-braking themselves down to turn 1. Let's see what happens at the restart.
Rowland's bolted. He's gone early. He had to, didn't he, going into the final corner. So across the timing line we go to begin the last lap of racing under green flag conditions. Rowland it is that leads from Pascal Wehrlein, and no surprise at all there for Oliver Rowland. He is pushing on as hard as he can to try and not allow an opportunity for Wehrlein or indeed maybe Ticktum to attack.
Ticktum looks like he's actually all over the back of Pascal Wehrlein. His car's looking really hooked up here in 3rd place.
So through the left-hander we go, and down through into the right. Ticktum trying to find an opportunity against Pascal Wehrlein. Wehrlein in turn trying to attack, but also keep an eye on his mirrors from behind. Now the track begins to open up as we end the first sector. Coming through the fast right-hander of turn 9. We have seen some moves being made into the chicane, but I think they're just a little bit too far away at the moment. And energy not really a concern thanks to that late race safety car. Into turns 10 and 11 we go. Keep an eye out for Jake Dennis from behind as well. He sniffs an opportunity for a second successive weekend on the Formula E podium. Through into turn 15. And again, we have seen some moves being made through there, but likewise not quite close enough. I think this is a case of defending rather than attacking at the moment. Unfortunately, the driver's just that little bit too far away, thanks to not needing to conserve energy in the closing stages of this race. So we come down now into the final chicane. An imperious performance once again from Oliver Rowland, who's going to win this one in Nissan's backyard. Oliver Rowland takes victory in Tokyo ahead of Pascal Wehrlein and Dan Ticktum. A phenomenal race, and the late race safety car really changing the complexion of it. And again, it is Oliver Rowland who takes victory in season 11. His 4th win of the year. Absolutely phenomenal.
Come on! Come on!
To do too much management on this final lap. This is a straight fight for track position.
What about Ticktum then? Can he challenge against Taylor Barnard for second position? Look at Bird there in the background, looking racy against Norman Nato. Second place though, very much up for grabs. Ticktum tried to challenge for the inside line, but Barnard defended. And I wonder if that's challenge possibly coming to an end here for Dan Ticktum. Can he invent something in the second half of this lap?
Ticktum almost missed the corner there, overshooting the entry and lost some ground to Barnard. So I think Barnard's safe for P2.
Down in towards turn 6 we go. There is Maximilian Günther going for victory number 2 of the season. Look at Verne versus Oliver Rowland for 4th position here. DS Penske having an absolute dream of a day. Goes for the switchback on the inside here. Does Jean-Eric Verne? Can he get the better of the championship leader? Side by side they go. Verne around the outside for 4th place and through on the Nissan driver.
I think there's a last corner lunge coming. Ticktum is there. Ticktum is right there. Watch this, coming through 8. Now 9. This is the final opportunity into the chicane top. Does Ticktum go for it?
He does! He goes through on the outside, but look at Verne trying to find his way through. Max Günther takes his 7th Formula E career victory here in Shanghai, but who gets second place on the podium? It's Verne! It's a 1-2 for DS Penske ahead of Taylor Barnard. What a fantastic final lap here in Shanghai, and DS Penske delight here in China. Günther takes the spoils. Verne gets second in the final corner of the race. Fantastic!
Risk and he realizes he's got a buffer now of 7 seconds.
No point taking risk for him, and he's got a nice rhythm, and yeah, 6 seconds in the lead. Even he can afford a half spin.
I see a lot of car going off here, so please bring it up, full focus.
Wehrlein given the message to just bring the car home in 2nd place. The points all important for that team in terms of the team's championship.
Yeah, I think what we see now is with the conditions being less worse, like the drivers tend to push a bit more, but as soon as you go a bit offline, then you carry a bit more speed than usual, and then that's why we saw these few spins, because drivers became a bit more confident, but there's still not enough grip to up the pace.
Well, Nick Cassidy, if you remember back to London 2023, the last wet race that he won, he controlled that one from lights out to the checkered flag. And the Kiwi has done exactly the same here in Shanghai. He's led every single lap of this one and hasn't looked like he's been in any bother throughout the entirety of it. The last time he took the checkered flag at the front of the race was back in Berlin in July.
Gap behind 12 seconds, final lap.
Team radio there for Pascal Wehrlein. He's comfortable in 2nd place. It'll be a double podium for Tag Heuer Porsche, but through the final corner, a commanding, controlled, imperious ride from Nick Cassidy as he wins here in Shanghai. Cassidy on top for the first time for Jaguar TCS Racing since Berlin 2024. Pascal Wehrlein comes home in 2nd place for Tag Heuer Porsche, and a double podium for the German outfit means that they will go up to the top of the team standings as we head into the final stages of season 11. A great result for that team. Jake Hughes just off the podium for Maserati in 4th place as well. But what a drive for Nick Cassidy.
That was spectacular. Dominant performance. Well done, mate. Well done. Well done. Pat yourself on the back.
So same energy remaining then for Mortara and Ticktum down to the first corner, and Mortara not close enough here, Alan.
Definitely not, definitely not. It's going to be a mistake by Ticktum, I think, that will allow that door to open up for Mortara. I don't think Mortara is quick enough or close enough to actually make the manoeuvre on his own right. He's got one real more overtaking opportunity down into the hairpin at 13. And then after that, it's pretty much controlled by Ticktum. But Ticktum has driven very, very well in this race.
He's just building out a little bit of a buffer there. It's only about half a car length or so, but that's enough to not be under any immediate pressure from Edo Mortara. You can imagine in the Mahindra camp, Fred Bertrand is going to be willing his driver on for victory, but Mortara is nowhere near close enough as we come down into what is really the final overtaking zone on this lap. And unless Ticktum fluffs his lines, he has surely got track position into the final sector. Down in towards turn 16 we go. What a race this has proven to be here in Jakarta. One more turn left, and on his 60th start, Dan Ticktum for Cupriciro will finally become a winner in Formula E. The British driver takes the checkered flag. Dan Ticktum wins here in Jakarta to the delight of Cupriciro, to Alex Wee and to Russell O'Hagan. Edo Mortara takes 2nd. Nico Muller in 3rd position on the podium as well. What a fantastic race here in in Formula E. And what delight for Cooper Kiro and for that team to take their first victory since season 2. Absolute delight for Dan Ticktum here in Indonesia.
Oh man. Yes!
You can see there's a dryish line now, but it's very, very narrow. And that, as you say, I think it's gone now onto the final lap of the race.
Van Dorn and Roland's incident will be investigated after the race to keep an eye out for any penalties coming the way of Oliver Rowland, potentially, because we think that he was the driver that was more at fault than the other. Meanwhile, Cassidy's got himself up into 6th position. Buemi's made a bit of ground there as well. He's up into 8th place against Dan Ticktum. There is Oliver Rowland, and a case of what might have been for the boy from Barnsley on the precipice of greatness, and it has not worked out at all. We come, though, into the final sector. Rowland is out of this race. Evans is fighting, though, for the victory, and Verline is throwing the kitchen sink at this one, but we're coming through into the final sector of the race. Evans versus Verline, Jaguar versus Tag Heuer Porsche. Points on offer for both drivers, and you know that Verline wants to get as many as he can to keep his championship hopes very much alive. Through to the final 2-3 corners we go, and Evans has driven this one absolutely perfectly. He comes out the final corner and he will take the checkered flag in commanding style. Mitch Evans wins for the first time since Sao Paulo 2024, ahead of Pascal Verline. 2nd position for him, and a double podium for the Tag Heuer Porsche team, with Da Costa coming home in P3 as well. Mortara in 4th, Taylor Barnard inside the top 5, and a superb drive from Nick Cassidy from 21st on the grid to 6th place at the checkered flag. That was absolutely phenomenal. Oh, Da Costa's picked up a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. So Da Costa will not finish P3 after all.
1 green flag, please.
Full course yellow ends then, so we come to the end of this one to begin the final lap. Nick Cassidy it is that is in the pound seats. Jake Dennis there in 2nd position, Vern up into 3rd, Oliver Rowland. All he's now going to do is keep this cabinet consistent, not lose any places. P4 would be enough.
1.4 seconds, this is advantage over Mitch Evans in 5th. This is consistent. This is an advantage that he can build on. He's got 1 lap to go here. Oliver Rowland, this is him for the championship.
This is going to be the longest lap of Oliver Rowland's life, down through into the hairpin of turns 6 and 7. Nothing to worry about behind. Tommaso Volpe is going to be chewing his fingernails down to the bone. Can he get onto the podium in the closing stage of this one? I think it's a bridge too far, but it doesn't matter there for the British driver. Now down through into turns 9 and 10. Well, the boy from Barnsley 32 years ago, he awoke with a dream. One dream to become the world champion. And he is about to realise that. He comes through into the Triple Apex final corner here in Berlin. Oliver Rowland for Nissan, as Cassidy comes across the line to take victory here in Berlin. Dennis in 2nd and Rowland in 3rd. Oliver Rowland is the 2025 Formula E World Champion here in Berlin. What an absolutely phenomenal season for Oliver Rowland. And he was right there when it mattered, and you can see what it means for the Nissan Formula E team. We're hoping for some team radio there, but I think they're overcome with emotion. And after...
World champion. Mate, we're world champion. World champion without ballast. Oh, yeah.
So something, Sam Bird's lost out, hasn't he? Because he was 5th before that. So something's happened with Sam Bird after the safety car that's dropped him down the order, which is a bit of a shame.
He lost a position there to Robin Price, didn't he, with the cycling
one
attack mode.
But look, he's now plummeting. He's dropped another one there.
Yeah, on the inside there was Norman Nato.
I suppose he's got to build back the energy. He was down on energy.
Yeah, he is. Look, he's got 3% relative to 4 or 5% to everybody else around him. So maybe that's what it is, or maybe he's just suffering some bother with his car. Not the first complaint we'd have heard on a Neil McLaren radio then in this race. We come down though into the Custom House chicane for the final time, and what a weekend this is proving to be so far for Jaguar TCS Racing. Nick Cassidy has been in imperious form over the last couple. We come down into turn 16, into the attack mode zone, and Cassidy has controlled this one pretty much from lights out to the checkered flag. As soon as he was able to cycle through and build up an advantage over everybody else, he has not been in any bother at all throughout the remainder of this race. And as he comes around the final corner, he will take victory on the streets of London. Nick Cassidy wins for Jaguar TCS Racing here in London. Nick de Vries in second, and Pascal Wehrlein across the line on the final podium place in P3 as well. 3 consecutive victories in season 11 for Jaguar TCS Racing. What a drive for the Kiwi. So we now begin the final lap. Tictum has picked up another 5-second penalty for causing a collision as well. So his race will go from bad to worse. So believe it or not, Jake Dennis in the Andretti will be the top Porsche-powered point-scoring machine in this race. We come down the start-finish straight, though. Evans still holding firm in second position there for now. Right on the back is Dan Tictum, but as we know, he's got that time penalty that he just picked up a few moments ago. Gunter in 7th, De Costa in 8th, Wehrlein in 9th, and De Grassi possibly set to pick the final points position up in 10th place there as well. Once the time penalties have worked out, that might allow Nato into the points potentially, because he's not far behind Lucas De Grassi here. So down the back straight we go for the drivers in second place. But look at this one from Nick Cassidy. It has been a phenomenal weekend's worth of racing for Jaguar TCS Racing. They've won.
I don't have a clear answer at the moment. We'll have to discuss after the race.
Well, Jaguar TCS... Jaguar had won the last 4 out of 5 races, make that the last 5 out of 6 races. Nick Cassidy does the double at his final weekend for Jaguar TCS Racing. It's Cassidy on top here in London to complete the 2025 Formula E season. It's a 1-2 across the line for Jaguar, but it will be Nick de Vries in second. Evans will drop down to 5th place in the final classification. So de Vries in second, Buemi onto the final spot of the podium in 3rd as well.
You know what it means, right? Come on, Nick, well done. You're not team and driver P2, mate. Come on. Get in. You've done it. You've done